Good morning.
Good morning, ma. Good morning. Good morning, ma. Good morning. Good morning, ma.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
What rooms to go to. These are the breakout rooms we're going into now. I want to wish you all a very, very good conference experience. But beyond the experience, I want you to connect with other people, all right? So that you truly can become that person you want to be as you leave this conference. Even right from the conference, you already are making changes, all those changes that you've always wanted to make. That's what we want to see, right? Because that is who you are. All right. So I wish you guys the very best, and I'm absolutely excited about what's ahead. Okay, so we will see you guys just after the conference. All right. So I've recreated those rooms and I would open them now. Okay, so your breakout rooms are open. When you go to your breakout rooms, please keep your mics on mute still. All right, so co-hosts, please keep the mics on mute in the breakout rooms. Tonia, you're going to room 1. Tosi, you're going to room 2. Sandra, you're going to room 3. So please join your breakout rooms. Thanks, guys. All right, so yes, you may go to your breakout rooms now. If you need help going to a breakout room, please put it in the chat and we will support you in getting there. I thought I did. Mary, sorry about that. Mary, sorry.
Good morning.
Morning. And start in 5 minutes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
So while we're waiting for other people to join us, please, if you have any questions whatsoever, any comments, please just type in the chat box and then we'll get to it. Thank you.
Hello, good morning. I just want to do a quick test to be sure that everybody can hear, because I'm getting a few people saying that they can't hear anything. It could be because nothing is being said at the moment, or
The breakout room is about to close, Miss Tonia.
okay. In case the breakout room ends now, we're just all going to try to join again immediately after. I'm sure the setting wasn't changed back to 30 seconds, the 33 minutes tests from earlier. Okay, so that's fine. If you can hear now, you couldn't hear earlier because nothing was being said. The session doesn't start until 9 a.m. Okay, thank you.
I absolutely made a mistake with the breakout rooms. I made a mistake, right? I was supposed to keep the breakout rooms open for 60 minutes. I made a mistake with that, and I left it on for just 1 minute. So I'm going to reopen the breakout rooms now. So my apologies for that. So it is now 60 minutes. So you may go back into your breakout rooms. My apologies. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So please go back into your breakout rooms. Select your breakout rooms down.
Good morning again. Good morning. So we'll start in 5 minutes. In 3 minutes, actually. In 3 minutes. So with that. All right, good morning. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Yes.
we can.
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you very much. Like I said earlier, thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So yes, the earliest teacher we came out to play this morning said, good morning, good morning. This promises interesting, but it cannot be interesting without it's about learning beyond the curriculum. And the subtopic is creative ways to make your classroom more interactive and engaging. So before I go into the whole thing, I saw a question earlier on about how to get 1 or 2-year-olds to write. So I'm just going to say something. Creative ways to make your classroom engaging is not, I'm not going to be talking about how you can force your will on your toddlers. I'm just going to be talking about what you should be I don't know what happened there, but let's see what you want. So I'm just going through. Can everybody hear me now? I think I had an issue. Yeah, I had an issue with my internet connection, but it should be better now.
Yes, yes,
If
we
you
can
can hear me. Okay, are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
All right, thank you very much. I'm so sorry about that. My internet has been perfect too. Right. Like I said earlier, we are talking about so like I said, we are going to be talking about learning beyond the curriculum, and our subtopic is creative ways to make the classroom more interactive and engaging. Please note, this is not creative ways to force your will on children, because somebody posted a question earlier on and I saw it and I just smiled. So I'm just putting it out there that this is not the creative ways to like force your will, wanting 1-year-olds to start writing and all of that. So I don't want to start with that one yet. So objectives today, I'll introduce myself. We'll talk about what learning beyond the curriculum means, strategies that we can use to increase students' engagement in the classroom, how to implement the strategies, and then we'll talk about lesson planning and assessment. All right, my name is Miss Tonia. My full name is Tonia Omolopo, but my children call me Miss Tonia, so yeah, everybody's allowed to call me Miss Tonia. I am an early years educator, a play-based learning enthusiast, a teacher trainer. I started my journey in education 10 years ago, and I haven't looked back ever since. Aside teaching, I run a community called the Early Years Hub, where we hold each other's hands as we navigate through the educational. Now we are talking about learning beyond the curriculum. Why should learning go beyond? So when we talk about it, I'm talking about your traditional curriculum, the math, literacy, the phonics, and all of that. In the world of today, what is learning all about? Now, the world has evolved. I'm sure we all know that. The world has evolved beyond ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. There was a time we didn't have computers. Now we do have computers. The time we didn't have iPhones and Samsung phones. Now we do. A lot of us would have gone for interviews, and I don't know, is there anybody here that they asked to write 1 to 100 to be able to prove that you'll be able to teach in the classroom? Is there anybody? Can you hear me?
Okay, so they can hear you, but everybody is muted currently. Just
so they can just type their answers in the chat.
Yes, yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you. Energy. So is there anyone? Yes, so I was saying that, is there anyone who had gone for an interview and you were asked how well you could write 1 to 100, or how well you could read, well, how well you know your phonic sounds? And yeah, right? Not me either. But you'll be asked questions such as how well you can be a team player. The world is looking for, so the world is no longer looking for like academically sound people or just academically sound, because we can't throw that all out, right? The world is looking for people who have developed certain skills I'm just going to be looking at some skills, but if you can share some, before I share them, maybe one or two people can tell me one or two things that they've been asked at an interview that they've gone to. I'll go first. I've been asked how well I can be a team player. Anybody else? Some of the questions that you've been asked at interviews that you've gone to. The world is looking for people who can be flexible, who can adapt to certain situations, okay? So it's not just all about, you can write 1, 2, 3, you know your ABCs. How well can you adapt to situations? The world is looking for people with good leadership skills. The world is looking for good critical thinkers, people who can collaborate. So you're not just one man before. The world is looking for creative people. People who are greatly, no, that was the wrong thing. People with great cultural awareness, and so on, good problem solving skills, and so on and so forth. So you see, the world has, yes, you've been asked about your creative skills, right? See, so you see that the world has evolved. What are you going to do to make learning better? Yes, so the world is more focused on your skills more than what your academics, your skills mainly more than your academics. I'm a testament because I studied economics in school and I'm a teacher, and not once have I been asked what I studied in school, really. Okay. Now, what is learning beyond the curriculum? If I were to teach, so I'll just use an example. Now in class, I know a lot of us, we teach numbers, letters, and so many other things and all of that. But have we ever thought about why we are doing what we are doing? Why am I teaching shapes to these children? Why should this child at this time know what a triangle is? So once they know what a triangle is, what next? So a lot of us have just been doing a lot of, oh, we must learn circle, triangle, square. But how about applying it to real life? Now, if I'm teaching shapes, I'm not just doing it just so that we can know their names. Now, everywhere we look around, we tell the children all the time that shapes are everywhere, right? Shapes are all around you. Now, when you move away from shapes are all around you, then you're moving to how can I apply my knowledge of this into real life? That is what learning beyond the curriculum is all about. Learning beyond your numbers and your letters. So it's not just, I've learned my numbers, I know my letters, how can I apply it into real life? Learning beyond the curriculum is stepping out of the norm. You're moving out of your classroom. You're moving out of the workbooks, the worksheets, and you're moving into real life. So I'm taking my knowledge, my skills, and applying it into real life. That's why when you go for interviews, you'll be asked, what can you do here? Your creative skills, because they want you to apply those skills into real life, into the classroom. Acquiring skills today to thrive in tomorrow's world. We look at people like Steve Jobs, who created Apple. As at the time he started doing that, there was nothing like Apple. We didn't have such phones as at then, but you use the skills, right? Learning beyond the curriculum is knowing your why. Why am I teaching this child shapes? Why am I teaching this child numbers? Are we just teaching it to know, oh, yes, this child now knows 1 to 100. There we go. What next? What comes after? Why? So learning beyond the curriculum is you questioning the norm, questioning what seems to be the normal thing, and knowing why we are doing what we are doing. That's what learning beyond the curriculum is. If you're able to answer these questions, why am I doing what I'm doing? Okay, this is the curriculum here. We are learning about letter sound. Why am I teaching letter sound? Why the worksheet is beyond the workbook. It's awesome learning. That is what learning beyond the curriculum is. Now, strategies that you can use to increase children's engagement in your classroom. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. There's some network interference, but we can. We can now.
Can you all hear me? I'm trying to work with the time here and make sure that I don't. All right. Okay. I have just one answer for one to work in the early years. What strategy? I have just one answer, just one. Play. Play-based learning. Play. You've heard the term play is the work of young children. You've heard so many things about play. So I'm just going to ask you, when you hear the word play, what comes to your mind? You can just type in the chat box and I can read it from here. When you hear the word play, what comes to your mind? The work of young children. Thank you. Please be honest, though. If it's not something good, you can also type it there. You know, whatever myth you must have heard. Fun, good, thank you. Please work with young children. Keep it coming, keep it coming. Energy, energy, making learning fun. Keep it coming, coming. Fun, active, comfortable. 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 Sometimes it's not comfortable. Sometimes it's not. So engage children. So let the children breathe. Dancing while teaching. Activities that children love to do. Must be fun, adventurous. That children love to do, right? Fun and learning. Thank you all for your answers. Now, play is anything that is fun. Play is the work of young children. Play is anything that is fun. Activities that children love to do. Hands-on. Thank you. Games. Thank you. So we know all of these things. So what exactly is the issue? Why do we not have issues with it? So maybe we can share that too. What are the issues that you have with play-based learning? Because we know it's hands-on. We know it's fun. We know all of these things. But then, why is it so challenging to do? Why? Please share. Why is it so challenging to do? What issues do we have? Some children get totally carried away. Okay. Keep it coming. Class accidents. All right. Keep it coming. Energy house, energy. When you say children get totally carried away, but if play is learning, how do they get carried away from? So what do you mean by getting carried away? Because play is learning. Learning is play. So are they getting carried away from learning because they are playing? You get what I mean? Are they getting carried away from learning because they are playing? Class accidents. Okay. So some children are totally hyperactive, yes, and that is why they need to move around. You want to hear the truth? There's no child, there's no toddler, there's no hyperactive, and that is their work. They always have to be on the move. Time constraints. Some children might not want to transition easily to the next activity, and that's okay. That is okay. So we are going to, in fact, I feel like just keeping my slides aside and just, because you guys
Hi guys, please, if you can hear me, can you just use the raise hand function so I know you can hear me? Okay, great. Sorry, would sort the network lag in a bit.
Hello.
Hello, Tonia. Welcome.
Yeah, so it's, I don't know, it's just, it is well. We move. We won't let that bring us down, right? So yeah, somebody was saying something. Can you all hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
All right. Thank you very much. Please bear with me. I don't know what's wrong with my internet connection, but as well, we move, like I said. All right, somebody said it makes them too playful, but that's their work. Their work is to be playful. There's nothing about being too playful for toddlers. So, one, before we start talking about what play, why we should choose play, I just want you to know something. I think part of our challenge as adults is that we try to force children to grow up too fast. They have 5, 6 years to be in early years. Where are we rushing to? They have 5 to 6 years to be toddlers, to be that age. Once they turn 3, the child can never be 2 anymore. Once they turn 5, the child cannot be that age anymore. Same thing with us. A lot of us as adults, we always complain that adulting is hard and all of that. We can't go back to being children anymore. So why are we trying to force them to grow up very fast? Let children be children. That is what play-based learning is saying. And you have your curriculum, right? Your curriculum is saying that yes, you have to teach this topic. Children play is not taking away from your curriculum. It's not tearing your curriculum apart. It is not. It is even saving you time. Children will some have short concentration span because they are children. That's the idea. When you that age, to you, our duty as their teachers, as the adults in their lives, because they don't understand. I usually tell my co-workers, especially one of the ladies that work in the creche in my school, I always see children are dumb. Excuse my English, but they are to grow. Now, they don't children will not learn the way we teach. We have to teach them the way they will learn. And how are they going to learn? To play. So I'm just going to go through my slides now. Yes, you said short attention span, because it is normal. Let children be children. They are children. That is what they are all about. It is your duty to cater to their needs. A child with short attention span, a child that loves singing, a child that loves visuals, a child that loves hands-on. It's our job to provide what they need for them to learn. Now, you have your lesson plan, right? You have your curriculum for the week. Week 1, you are learning letter sound R. You're learning number 1. Guess what? Through play-based learning, you can cover your curriculum in less than a term. Yes, I've done it, so I know and I can tell you. Now let's move to why we should choose play. Play builds imagination and creativity. Now we are talking about creative ways to engage the children in the classroom. One thing I love about play is that it is child-centered, right? So it not only focuses on academic prowess of the academic prowess of the children, it also focuses on building skills that we need to develop. I remember when I went for NYC then, we had all these people coming then during your CDS, they will come and advertise all these soft skills to you. Now, they were advertising it and you were paying for it, but now play gives you the what's it called, opportunity to groom and build the skills. Our duty in early years is to build the foundation. It is not your job to make them grow fast. Your duty is to build the foundation. Has anybody ever built a house where if you have a shabby foundation, what happens? The building crumbles. With play-based learning, we are building a solid foundation. Play-based learning is child-centered. Everything you are complaining about is on you. You shouldn't project that on the child. That child is hyperactive, the child is hyperactive. That's on you. The child doesn't understand being hyperactive. That's on you. While engaging in play, children get to experience a lot of social situations. So I'm just going to share something. I was sharing with my friend that I hate the fact that I have to teach. If you understand EYFS here, my EYFS people, can you just give me a thumbs up? wherever you are, EYFS people. And I was talking to my friend and we were saying, I was telling her that I hate the fact that we have to teach, thank you, I see you. I hate the fact that we have to teach PSET topics separately. I don't like the fact that I have to sit down and teach kindness as a topic, because when my children are playing, if they're able to experience different social situations, right, that will enable them learn how to behave and in such situations. For example, your children are playing, like we said, play improves children's cognitive, physical, social, and emotional well-being. So I'm focusing on that social and emotional well-being now. Now, children are building blocks. A child is trying to snatch from the other child. And I've been talking about, speaking of, I'm right there. And I can see that that's a teachable moment, right? That's a teachable moment for me. I don't have to sit in circle time to teach, but that's not nice. We don't snatch. So for my children, I tell them that our hands are safe. So I just say our hands are safe, right? Which means no snatching, no pulling. So you give back the toy, and then what do we say? We say, I'm sorry. That's a social situation. I have just taken PSET and I've put it in play. I don't need to sit down. I've saved myself that time, because you, in your lesson plan, in your curriculum plan, you've put it there, PSET as a topic, kindness today. I'm teaching kindness. Yes, you can teach kindness, but you do not need to sit in circle time. You do not need to have a full-blown lesson to be able to tell children safe hands, to be able to tell children how to be kind to one another. A child falls down while they're playing, and another child sees that, oh, Miss Tonia, this child fell down. Oh, what do we say to our friends when they hurt themselves? We say sorry, we show kindness, and you are modeling it, because you have to model it. Every moment with play-based learning is a teachable moment. You do not need to have a specific 30 minutes lesson to have it work. Physical development of children, your fine motor and gross motor skills. You need to, so this is it. Thank you, Ms. Tomiwa. Intentional teaching. You need to be intentional about your setup, your activities. What am I looking out to do? So because I am in Nigeria, and I have to follow the curriculum, this is what I do. I pick all the topics that I've been given and I just infuse them into one another. We are learning how to build our fine motor skills. When my children are done eating their snacks, everybody, or taking their, yeah, because we do more fruits in my school, they go to the sink and they wash their bowls. I am building their fine motor skills. I don't need this separate lesson to make that work. So every moment in your classroom, from when they come into the class till when they leave, is a teachable moment. That's the beautiful thing about play-based learning. It is child-centered. You don't need to do too much. It promotes independence and resilience. Now, I'm going to move to that because somebody talked about class accidents. I don't know if you've ever heard of the term risky play. And I love risky play so much, but I know in Nigeria, we're always very finicky because of our parents and all of that. But guess what? A lot of us, I don't know if anybody remembers this lantern that we used when we were growing up that had this glass in it. I remember one day, I don't know if you remember, I just like put your hand up. That you have to use this wick in it, and then when you light it up, thank you. So when you light it up, yeah, thank you very much. So when you light it up, the glass now gets hot. How did you know it was hot? When you see kettle boiling on the stove, how did you know it was hot? Did you know by them telling you, or you knew by feeling it? How did you know it was hot? How did you know ice was cold or ice is cold? Right, by touching. So the thing about play, or the thing about in life generally, so that's the beautiful thing. In life, we'll have times when you'll be down. We'll have times when things will work. If you are avoiding accidents all the time, the children are missing out on those moments. In life, so this is us applying it to real life, right? Learning beyond the curriculum. Sometimes in life, you go through pain. Sometimes you fall. Sometimes you get back up again. Sometimes you're playing with something. You have children in your class. I don't know if you have children in your class who, while they are trying to build blocks, they get frustrated halfway and then they start to cry. And that's another teachable moment. You step in there and you're like, no, you can do it. You can do it. Keep trying. Don't give up. Not giving up. I'm not giving up. I have this troll song I'm always playing for my children. Not giving up today and all of that. And you're pushing your like supporting, showing support while that child is playing. Don't give up. Don't even, before you even step in, you're, pushing the child, encouraging, you're the cheerleader, you're pushing, you're promoting resilience before even stepping in to assist, right? That's play-based learning for you. Now, such child, even when you say put on your shoes and the child tries and tries, the child would even try. Then much later, without crying, without getting frustrated. Why? Because you've started developing those skills early on. You are not waiting for several time to be able to talk about it. They are talking about it from the moment they are stepping into your door. Oh, go put your bag down. Oh, bring out your lunchbox. Oh, you can't open your water bottle, try again. Oh, you're trying to fix the blocks, you're trying to build a castle. Oh, this one is not fixing. How about try again, try one more time. Okay, what if you try another way? You're helping them, you're giving them different ways to try out something. That's what play-based learning does for you. You're promoting resilience, you're promoting independence. There's room for risky play. There's room for falling down and standing up. It is normal. Toddlers will hurt themselves. It is normal. It is part of life. You cannot keep shielding children from all these things because that is life. And that is what play-based learning, that is what I'm here to preach to you about play. That's what play does. With play-based learning, you are able to cater for different learning needs to play. Children, your different learning styles, right? The kinesthetic, the auditory, the visual. Through play, you're able to provide for all of that. You have your songs, you have your rhymes, you have your flashcard, you have your resources as well. I'm going to talk about resources later because I saw a comment earlier on that. All right. Are we together? Can you all hear me? Am I preaching to the choir?
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, right. Thank you. Okay, so now that I've talked about play, yes, parents need to hear this. So the truth is, the parents are like that everywhere. Even you who are a parent, you are like that too. You don't want your child to get hurt. You don't want anything to happen to you. It is normal. So it is how you, the teacher, handles it. We have them everywhere. It is how you, as the teacher, you handle it. So play-based learning is just telling you that, see, life will happen. But this is what we are doing in early years. We are developing those skills. Yes, you want to, aside your math, your literacy, you have to give room for all of these things to happen. So you decide that, okay, today we're going outside to play. There's math everywhere. There's literacy everywhere you go. If you think math is not everywhere, when you go outside, or no, let's talk about, you have your student shelf, right, where they keep their bags. There's math there, counting the number of the bags that are there. Taking one out, take one down, and ask them how many do you have left. That's math. There's math everywhere you go. They are going outside, they are playing upscotch. We played upscotch when we were growing up. That was math. There's literacy everywhere. When you see a signpost, that's literacy. Environmental prints, that's literacy. When you are taking listening walks and you can hear the sound of a truck, the sound of a bike, the sound of this, that's learning, that's literacy. It's not just the workbooks and the worksheets. Really, in early years, I am always still saying it. We don't need workbooks and worksheets. That's not our what's it called? That's not our forte. They are building the foundation. They are building with the proper cement, not any else cement. You see those workbooks and worksheets. They are taking away from proper learning. They are taking away from proper learning. Learning is not taking place now. Now, how do we use these strategies how do we use play to work in our class? Before we do that, before I go into how, I want us to plan a lesson together. Who is ready? Who's ready to plan a lesson with me? Okay, thank you. So I have, all right. So I have, can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, can you just type what you can see? And tell me what you can see. All right, thank you, 5 little dogs, thank you. Now we're going to plan a lesson with this rhyme, without textbooks, without workbooks. We are going to plan, thank you. We're going to plan a lesson without textbooks, without workbooks. So we have 5 little dogs went out one day over the hill and far away, right? Mother dog said, quack, 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 but only 4 little dogs came back all the way to, I don't have a good singing voice, all the way to when all the dogs came back. Okay, so there's a story behind this rhyme, right? The dogs went out with their mother, and then only they kept on getting missing until all of them came back. We don't know what was getting them missing. Now, this is the question. We all know this rhyme. Where's the maths in this rhyme? Counting. Okay, let me see if I can type. Counting. Somebody says subtraction. Colors, yeah, because that's yeah, colors. Counting up and down, okay, backward and forward, okay, counting backwards, descending order, thank you. Ah, this big grammar, you just say count. Okay, counting 1 to 5, add and subtract, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now this is all building our lesson, right? Then we'll now go to how we'll present it. Counting, colors, dots reducing. Thank you very much. Okay, so now let me move to the next question. Resources. What resources do you think I will need if I want to have this, if I want to use this to teach? So I'm teaching math, or no, I'm just teaching the rhyme. We have that rhyme for the week. That's our rhyme for the week. Let's assume, right? That's thank you, numbers more or less. You see? I'm typing it out for you guys. Quantification, yes, and so on and so forth. Thank you. Now, what resources do you think we'll need for this math lesson that I'm using? Now, bear in mind, I'm not teaching math. We are singing the rhyme, but these are the activities I want to do once we are done with the rhyme. And I just want the children to have fun with. Skip counting, thank you. So what resources do you think I am going to need for this activity? So I want to set this in my maths area because our rhyme for the week is 5 little dogs. What resources do you think I will need? Counters, number cards, okay? Fingers, thank you. Flashcards, thank you, thank you. Okay, counters. Thank you, everybody. Role play with learners, thank you. So what are the resources we'll use for this role play with them? Tagged building blocks 1 to 5, thank you. Color pairing cards, model dogs will be great. But if you don't have model dogs, guess what? You could get tissue rolls or cut out of dogs. Thank you, you could cut them out. If you don't have, we play, anything is a learning resource. So role play and so on and so forth. And now, the rhyme for that week is what? 5 little dogs, right? That is what we are singing. But we've been able to bring out how many math topics from it. Now, I'm going to show you a setup at the end of this slide on how you can infuse all of this in one learning. And you don't, thank you, sensory play. Thank you very much. Water play, thank you. All right. Now, next one, literacy. In that 5 little dogs, where is the literacy? Beginning sounds. Thank you. Beginning sounds, singular and plural. Okay. Initial sounds, keep it coming. Spelling. Sound of the dogs. Animal sounds. That's what you're trying to say. Animal sounds. Thank you. Environmental sounds. Thank you. The sound of the water. Ending sounds. Blending and segmenting. Names of the objects, right? Consonant blends. Okay. Animal sounds. How about rhyming words? Duck rhymes with lock. So this is the thing. One thing that I love about play-based learning is think outside the box. Don't limit it. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself to the topic at hand. Don't limit yourself. So rhyming words. What rhymes with duck? Lock, buck, none of that. What rhymes with sad? Sad mother dog, sad mother dog. What rhymes with sad? Bad. And then you go on to quack. What rhymes with quack? Then you go on to, blend, try and spell those words, try and decode and spell those words. And you see that you are reinforcing CVC words from just 5 little ducks. So in my literacy area, that can be something that I'll set up there, right? Right? Can you see that? If you're in tune with play-based learning, you can cover reinforcement of CVC words. Thank you. So you're not limiting yourself. So within this play, because we've not even talked about what our setup would look like. Within this play, you're covering maths, you're covering literacy, and it's within one particular, and well, rhymes is under communication and language, right? So you're covering all of that. You've done maths, you've done literacy. Let's move to the next one. Where's the science? I have like 19 minutes to go. Where's the science in this? Let's go, let's go. There's the science. Where does understand? Well, let me say, where does understanding work? Understanding the work comes to play. Sink or float. Thank you. Keep it coming. We are doing this together. The color of the water. Aquatic animals. Fairy colors, all right. Mother animals and their young. Animals and their young. Animals and their sounds. Learning about dogs reproduction. Can you see? You can extend. That's the beautiful thing. You can extend it. You can talk about, yes, dogs waddle. So that's music and movement for you. Waddle like a dog. So you can look for a music and movement video that talks about waddling like a dog, waddle like a dog, and all of that. I love those animal music and movement songs that we find on YouTube. They are amazing. Now we've done maths, right? We've done literacy, we've done science. Yeah, and what's our main focus? The rhyme for the week. 5 little ducks. Now, having a rhyme for the week doesn't mean you can't sing other rhymes. It's just me trying to narrow it down with what I know pertains in a lot of schools, right? Now you've done maths, you've done science, you've done literacy. I didn't ask, where does fine motor? Okay, yeah, role play. Where's the role play? I think we've covered that already. Now I'm coming to this. Now, look at this setup. This one especially, I love it the most because I can cover 3 topics at a go in this tray. All you need is a tray and colored sand or colored rice and leaves. Just put it inside, because in play, we have different types of play. We have role play, we have sensory play. Sensory play has to do with the children's 5 senses. So that child who is hyper in your class cannot be so hyper and not want to explore with all of this. While the children are now there, now you've set this up, the children go there. The children that look at the numbers, that are inclined, that are in tune with numbers, start to play with the numbers. They start to use it to count. You are just observing. You are not even doing so much. You are just observing, right? You're not doing so much. You're looking at them. They are using the numbers, then after a while, you will notice some of them using the numbers, counting and matching together. The ones who love letters, the one who love letter sounds, the ones who love letter sounds, you see them matching the letter sounds together, talking. This is a duck, duck, and then they try to blend together. If you try this one, you would observe your children doing all of this. Now, this is you just looking at them, observing them, doing all of this. Learning is taking place, and you're just doing less than nothing. All you did was just set up for them. Can you see that we've done 3 topics in one tray? So putting your plan together is one thing. Now, being able to now merge your topics into each other is another. That's what play-based learning gives to you. We have other, what's it called, setup here. This one is just the numbers. I prefer this one in the middle because it's just that this is my thing. Then we have the puppets on the side. You can get a small bowl and put the puppets with the stick in the bowl and just, they've sung the rhyme for the week. And then while that child who you say is hyperactive, that is not sitting down, leave the child there. So the truth is, if you're intentional about your classroom setup as well, you won't be so worried about the child that is not sitting down for circle time, because wherever they are learning is taking place in class. So imagine I have something set up in my maths area or on the table. Even before we do anything on the table, I have something, or I give the children room, autonomy to play with any resource they want. You are rest assured that learning is taking place in your class, whether the child is sitting down while you're talking or not. Funny enough, those children are even listening to what you're saying. It's just that they're not sitting where you are, because some of them, by the time you ask them what you're talking about, they have answers for you. They do have answers for you. So switch up your play-based learning allows you to switch up your learning. Active learning will be taking place on the go. You see the children actively involved in it. There's no, one child is reading and one child is, no. Do this setup in your class and see if your children will not run towards it. And then you just see them expressing themselves. Children who would hardly talk to you, would hardly answer 1 or 2 questions for you. You'd hear them having conversations with themselves while they're engaging in all these activities. And all these things are very, very easy. All you need to do is find out what works for you in your class. If your children love water, let them wash the rubber ducks. Join them, sit down with them, and pique their curiosity by asking them questions. Oh, what do you think mother duck can do so that baby ducks will not run away anymore? What do you think? Why do you think the ducks were running away? Ask them questions that will get them to think. Don't just leave them by themselves. Even when they go outside to play and you see one digging sand, go close to the child. Why are you pouring the sand here? What do you want to use it for? What do you want to make? What can you build with this? Oh, how many cups do you think I need to make this one full? How many scoops do you think I need to build the castle? How hard do you think I need to do? What do I need to do to make it hard? What do I need to do to make it scatter? Add water. Play. You are with them. You're sitting down with them. You're modeling with them. You're not all by yourself. You're observing. You're taking pictures. I love to take pictures and make videos. That's my own way of doing assessment. I make videos. I take pictures. You're doing all of this and more with them. I've been told that I think I've even taken out of my 5 minutes. So that's about it. Okay. All right, so how to use these strategies? As we said, as I've already explored, the first one, ensure your class is a safe space for the children, not just safe space as regards to there are no news everywhere. Be a safe space for those children as well. Be warm, be kind. I know we are going through a lot, but if you want to get the best from your children, you can only get the best from children who see you as a safe space. They know that you love them, and they know that you're not lying about it. You're not just shouting at them and all of that. Be warm towards the children. A lot of them are going through a lot at home, and they come to you for safety. Let your classroom be a warm environment for the children. Let learning is deep. It's not deep to you because you're already conditioned to, if they are not sitting, if you're not the one in front of them, then they are not learning. That is why you feel that learning is not deep. But I'll come back to your question. The second one, a resourceful environment. Now, a resourceful environment is not just Oyinbo toys alone. You can have other play-based or anything. You can have cartons, tissue rolls, spoons, plastic spoons, all those plastic disposable cups. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be pleasing to the eye. It just needs to be effective. Effectiveness over being perfect. That's what play is all about. Plan lessons that will pique your children's curiosity. Or you want to fix puzzles. Today, they've done the normal puzzle. Tomorrow, take out the puzzles, use masking tape, tape it, or tie them with twine. Look for different ways to use particularly. That's why I'm always key about open-ended resources that I can use in million and one ways. Pick their resources. Pick their, set up activities that will pique their curiosity, that will make them want to ask questions. Why is that thing over there? What do you think? Then you ask about, why do you think it's over there? What do you think we can do about this? Join in the play. Teachers, don't just stand over their head. Sit down with them, build blocks with them, mold, get your hands dirty with them, put your hand in the sand with them, mold with them, squeeze, do everything with them, ask them questions, interact with them. You would learn a lot of things about your children. I was telling someone the other day that these children are more knowledgeable than we, the teachers. I have been teaching for 10 years. I still cannot tell you names of 5 dinosaurs. I think I only know T-Rex. For some of these children, oh my goodness, the things that they know, the things that they say, they call the funds of knowledge that they bring from home, that they bring from their own environments into your environment, and they are spreading the knowledge because they are very generous with this knowledge. They're spreading it. Observe them. Don't just look away. Observe what they are doing. Take pictures. Your observation, and when you take notes, it helps you know how to plan your next lesson. So you know, oh, this particular child likes football, or this particular child likes water. Okay, maybe I'll do more of the maybe I'll freeze these puzzles the next time, and then we'll do a bit of melting the ice and all of that. This particular child loves to play with cars. Okay, so maybe we'll do blending by using the cars, maybe park the cars in the garage and all of that. So that's all about it. Questions. I can see the questions coming in already. If you have questions. Okay, so somebody said, great, but my concern is that with this, the children are learning a lot, but it is not deep. It is deep. You're the one that feels it's not deep because you've been conditioned to think that you have to be seated, or they have to be seated in front of you. Now we looked at the 5 little dogs, and we picked out maths from it, and you picked out literacy from it, and you picked out science from it. Now, maybe you're that week now, you've not taught them addition. You're going to teach them addition the next week. But right there and then, you have the opportunity to introduce it, to talk about it. Oh, there are 5 dogs here right now. What if I take one away? How many do you think we have left? And then the child is looking at it, and then the child counts. For some of the children, because yeah, so this is it. You don't devote a particular time to a particular concept. That's where the fun is. You don't need to do all of that. You don't need to do all of that work, because the next week and the next day, you can keep reinforcing. So that's not the end of it. You have opportunities to do reinforcement. Because you've done 5 little dogs this week does not mean the next week your setup cannot have something like that. Play gives you opportunity to reinforce. Your learning does not end in that week. That's the beauty about play. Your learning does not start that week and end that week. You can bring in a topic you're going to teach in 4 weeks. You can just you might not even have it in your lesson plan. You're seeing it come to play, and then you take advantage of that opportunity. Like I said earlier, every moment is a teachable moment, every opportunity, and it's left for we, the adults, to grab it. About writing. Okay, so you can provide your markers and your whiteboards. I enjoy chalkboards a lot. So I love when we go outside and just make a mess and draw and color. What do you want to know about writing? We play-based learning, we are not really, the focus is not on how I put it, being able to write in your books. If your child can write on the chalk, your child is writing. If your child can draw something, the child can write. That's my opinion on writing. I'm not big on what's it called, being able to write 1 to 100 before you leave early. I'm not big on all of that. Okay. I'm trying to pick the questions.
Okay. So I think let me help out a bit. One, if you don't mind speaking, you can just raise your hand, use the raise hand option, then I'll let you speak. Then maybe let me just help you take the questions, Tonia, and yes. So a lot of what we're getting is reactions, really responses to questions that people have asked. But someone says she personally likes documenting the children's learning in pictures or videos. but she has worked in a space where she's not allowed to use her phone and there was no camera. How does she handle that? How does one handle that?
Oh, okay. All right. So the thing is, if there are no phones and there are no cameras, you can have a jotter. My first place of work, that's what we used to do. So they gave up everybody jotters, and then you have, we call it observation book. So while then you just, sometimes I will just even get a sheet of paper and just hold it in an A4 paper. And I'm just scribbling, oh, this child was able to do, oh, this child was able to be tied, like being able to identify the quantity without counting it. I'm like, oh, this child was able to do this. Okay, next one. Ah, this child was tilting towards this particular thing. I'll put the dates. So what we used to do then, for some of us, people like me that would just hold it for paper, I'll just staple it to my observation book. Then much later in the evening, when I'm trying to plan for the next week, I look through the books to know, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pair this child with this child in the next class and all of that. So you can have a book and you can use it to just write and just jot down. You can use post-it notes as well. That one too is small and easy for you to hold. You can do that instead.
Okay, thank you very much.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. Okay, so there's Williams Rejoice. Please, you can unmute now and ask your question.
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Tonia. My question is actually based on the planning with curricular activities.
I can barely hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You seem to be far away. Okay, I can't hear you at all.
Okay.
Yes, you're far from your mic, so we'll struggle. But you can type in your question.
Okay, let's just take another question in the chat box.
All right.
Someone said, how does this play work for children that are not just interested in doing anything?
So it's impossible that that child doesn't want to do anything. You just have not yet known, or you've not observed the child enough or the children enough to know what they like. That's why I always advise that your first 2 weeks of school should not be about, you don't jump straight into the curriculum. Let the children engage in different activities, set up your different activities, your sensory play, your water, your sand, your numbers, put them there, your animals, cars. Let them, give them the opportunity to go in. No shouting, nothing. And watch them, observe them. If the child doesn't do it in day 1, day 2, before the end of the week, you would see and you would observe. If you observe, you'll be able to note each child's learning style. And that would inform your planning going forward. It's impossible, because play is the work of young children. It's impossible. They might not want to do it the first week because it's a new environment and they're just getting it. But over time, if you observe and if you're intentional, you will get to know what those children like. And if you have conversations with their parents as well, there are some children that you get more information from their parents at home.
Yes, definitely. Thank you. Okay, so someone wants to know if this play-based learning is like thematic learning.
Yeah, okay, so it's all encompassing actually. You can use things. A lot of people use things.
Okay. I think Tonia got locked out. Okay, I think let me attempt to answer some of the questions since I hope everybody can hear me now. And what just between now and when Tonia comes back in. So someone was asking if it's like thematic teaching, and Tonia started to say it's encompassing, because in thematic teaching, yeah, you set a theme and you let everything else play into that theme, really. So in a way, when we're working with 5 Little Ducks just now, we kind of centered everything we're going to learn in math, in literacy, in understanding the world around the 3 little ducks, right? And in a way, you can still extend, because I was going to say I was noticing, an opportunity for PSCD because mother duck was sad, that's the emotional part of it and all of that. So yes, it does have some semblance, but what is important is that whatever we do is just child-centered. It's more about the children, really, never about us. It's never teacher-centered, it's child-centered. Okay. I hope that answers you. Someone was asking for the age range. So yes, early years essentially covers children under 5, really. So all of this works for children within that age range. During outdoors, how do we have all that activity come to play, especially when we are differentiating, having the literacy, math, and all that? I think the first step to this is to understand. Okay, thank you, Tonia.
All right, I don't know what happened, but Miss Keke just put me back in.
Put you back in. Okay, great.
Yes, thank you. So, what was the last question?
Yes, I sort of took it. It was a question about thematic. I just wrapped it up for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So should we go to the next question? Because
yes, but if you have any other questions outside this, I'll be happy to answer your questions on WhatsApp.
Yes. Ms. Keke had mentioned yesterday that all the speakers will be let into the conference room on WhatsApp. So yes, and then we'll answer the questions after. Someone was saying during outdoors, how do we have all the activity come to play, especially when we are differentiating? So having literacy, math, and all that.
Okay, so for me, right, what I just do is when I'm doing my outdoor setup, that if I want to, sometimes I just let the children, have a blast. You don't need to set anything up. You want numbers, right? Just put your tray of numbers, put your sand, put your cups, because you're outside, right? Put everything and watch the children go. That's what I do. That is what I do. I just watch the children go. But if you want to be more intentional, you can decide to maybe draw. If you know 10 board frame, if it's math, you want to do 10 board frames, you can use chalk to draw your 10 board frames on the floor, or you can use a masking tape to form those 10 board frames on the floor and let them just go. You can put the numbers. You can even write it there. Fix this with this. You can get them to use spoons. There are times when I used to do this color sorting. So I'll put the color balls at one end and put my, what's it called, on the other end? The balls on the other end. I could have pictures.
2 seconds.
Welcome back. Tell us how it went. How did it go? Please just tap in the chat box. Room 2 was fabulous. Fantastic. I love that, Danielle. Great. How was it, Tonia?
We were still in the spirits.
Yes.
We were not done.
You were not done.
Rounding up. We're rounding up. We're having our question time and it was enjoyable. Miss Tonia was greeting us from room 2.
We thought we had 2 minutes. We thought we had 2 minutes.
You are done. Finish it here.
Well done,
Miss Keke, you want to do me dirty. You want to do me dirty.
I was still talking and answering questions, but hopefully I'll be able to answer some of the questions in the WhatsApp group. So if you were in room 2, I would answer some of your questions in the WhatsApp group. And if you can reach out to me, basically. I don't have any.
Just tap in the chat.
I'm not yet a governor's wife. When I become governor's wife,
type your questions. If you still have more questions for room 1, room 2, and room 3, type it in the chat room. Yes, Tonia was in room 1, Tosin was in room 2. We had Sandra. Sandra, I'm hearing your room was on fire. Daniel, I don't understand how you are here if you don't have the WhatsApp group. Yuti, how is Daniel in this session and he's not in the WhatsApp group? What's going on? How did that happen, Yuti? Okay, so Yuti, please check that. I'm not sure how, because there's no way you would be here if you are not in the WhatsApp group. Tomiwa says that they planned a lesson in room 1. Miss Tonia! Guys, Miss Tonia has a play date.
Workshop.
Play workshop. Yes, she has a play workshop. I call it a play date in my head. She has a play workshop. So you definitely want to connect and pay for that. It is absolutely affordable. And if you, guess what? If you are here, she might just want to give you a discount. I'm begging her to give you a discount. Sandra, how did it go? Your mic is muted. You want to unmute it?
It went well. It was really, really amazing and interactive.
Yeah, good. Fantastic. Well,